Hey there, trickster goblins. This is the Goblin King. It's Wednesday, the first day of my work week, and that day that I bring you a review of a movie that I think is pretty great. This week I was going to watch The Batman, but exigent circumstances made that impossible. Hopefully, maybe next week I can do that. Though that's probably wishful thinking, so instead of that, I figured I'd just go with another John Hughes film. Another one of my favorite Hughes films, by the way. It'll actually be the last one that I do in this run, since I'm not that into the other ones in this particular series. The movie I'm talking about today, of course, would be Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Now, I'm pretty damn sure that if there were any of these John Hughes films that pretty much everyone has seen and knows, it's this one. I mean, The Breakfast Club is for sure up there, but I think this one ranks right up there at the tippity top of the heap. That being said, I suppose I really should get into what this movie is about. For those who, again, have been in a catatonic state or living amongst the Amish or something. So, Ferris Bueller's Day Off is actually really simple to break down. It's, simply, about a young high school student named Ferris who decides to fake sick one day and skip out on school. See? Very simple, right? I mean, I can punch it up with a more in-depth breakdown, talking about how Ferris Bueller is a smooth-talking con-man type whom everyone around him loves, and things always seem to have a way of working out for him. Something commented on by various characters throughout the film. I could state that particular day of skipping school comes ahead of his high school graduation, and he wanted a day that he could spend with his best friend Cameron and his girlfriend Sloane, before they all go their separate ways. That this particular day, the Dean of Students, Ed Rooney, makes it his personal mission to expose Ferris's truancy in a sort of personal crusade against the young man. I could state that, over the course of their day off, the trio of younglings explore the city of Chicago, going to an art museum, conning their way into a fancy restaurant, where they just narrowly miss getting caught in their truancy, going to a baseball game, and attending a parade. Again, all the while narrowly avoiding getting caught by various authority figures. In the end, understandings are reached, characters grow, and everything just seems to work out. So, that one was a bit more punched up, right? Gives you a few more details without giving too much away, I think. Ferris Bueller himself is played by a very young Matthew Broderick. As I stated up above, Ferris is a smooth-talking con-man type of individual who seems to be blessed with a lot of luck and personal charm. He's also very quick-witted and has a penchant for breaking the fourth wall to talk directly to the audience. He generally seems to have a devil-may-care attitude about the things that most people consider to be important, such as school, though he truly does love and care about his friends, in particular the ones that we see throughout the film, Cameron and Sloane. Ferris is very much the type of person that most people wish they could be, I think. He doesn't worry too much about consequences and jumps right into things with a grin and a shrug. Ferris's friend Cameron is also played by a younger Alan Ruck. I found out through the Wikipedia article that he was 28 when he took this role. I thought he was much younger. Now, Alan Ruck is one of those actors that you see in damn near everything, and most of the time you don't realize that you've seen him. I think honestly this may have been one of the bigger roles of his career. Cameron is a bit of a hypochondriac. He's basically the complete opposite of Ferris in nearly every way. He comes from a questionable home life and worries about basically everything. And as Ferris puts it, he seems to be most comfortable when he's actually sick, weirdly enough. In fact, through his own admission via his fourth wall breaking, Ferris admits that a lot of the things that he does are a way of making sure that Cameron actually lives his life. Otherwise he'd be holed up in his room worried about what was going to happen if he set foot outside the door. Sloane is played by Mia Sara, who apparently was married to Sean Connery's son and later Jim Henson's son. Apparently she has a thing for the kids of famous people. She was also Princess Lily in Legend. Of course, it's been so damn long since I saw Legend that I'm not surprised I didn't recognize her from that any of the times I've seen this film. Honestly, Sloane is pretty much the perfect match for Ferris. She's equally as impulsive, seems to be just as quick-witted as him, and definitely cool under pressure. Those are all just suppositions based on the way her character acts and reacts throughout the film. She does also seem to genuinely care for Cameron as well. Can't always say that about a friend's girlfriend, right? Other than this, though, you don't really know much else about her, based on what we see in the movie. I'm talking like home life and all that. The way you do with Ferris and Cameron. Of course, then you have the two antagonists of this film. You have Ed Rooney, played by Jeffrey Jones, and Ferris's older sister, Jeannie, played by Jennifer Grey. whom basically any woman with a pulse will know as Baby from Dirty Dancing. Just as an aside, I'm not going to give my thoughts on that film, ever. Any girl who saw that video would want to burn my channel down right then and there. I'm very antagonistic toward that film. As stated, Ed Rooney seems to be on a personal crusade to expose Ferris as the slick little shit that he is. Meanwhile, his sister knows what a slick little shit he is and hates him for it, feeling like he gets away with everything wrong that he does, while she can't get away with shit. Basically, she envies him his freedom. There's actually a nice scene with her and Charlie Sheen in this film in a police station. Charlie's character is in for drugs. My, how prophetic John Hughes was. I think what I like most about this film is Ferris himself. Like I said, I think there are probably any number of people in this world that wish they could be like that. Just let go of their worries and live. The comedic elements are also great in this film. It's definitely less serious than many of the other films in this particular section of the Hughes library. It's more lighthearted and sort of makes you smile to see how Ferris and his friends narrowly avoid all the little scrapes they get into. This is for sure one of those films that I honestly can't see much, if anything, bad about. To me, the pacing is alright. It doesn't get bogged down with anything. The comedy is on point, the acting and characters are on point. This film is all around a really good one. It's one of those ones that I'll always recommend to somebody to watch. Anyway, that's all I got for you on this day, Goblins. Tell me what you thought in the handy section down below. While you're down there, join my Viridian Horde by crushing those like and subscribe buttons. Just don't get caught. I'll see you all tomorrow with an anime review and another pop culture nutshot. See you then. Lates.